7 firearms, staggering production numbers, 7 million of one, 5 million of another, 1.9 million made in a single war. This isn't a ranking of the most powerful or most expensive. It's a bucket list. 7 guns carrying 2 centuries of American history, from the frontier to the present day. We start with the rifle that taught more Americans to shoot than any other. Number 7. The Ruger 10-22 stands as the rifle that introduced more Americans to shooting than any other. Launched in 1964 by Bill Ruger, this semi-automatic 22 caliber carbine quickly became a fixture in scout camps, hunting trips, and backyard plinking sessions. Its signature 10-round rotary magazine set it apart from the box magazines found on most rimfire rifles, offering smooth feeding and simple loading. The 10-22's lightweight, nearly recoil-free operation and approachable price made it the go-to choice for first-timers and seasoned shooters alike. Over 5 million have been sold. Some estimates put the total beyond 7 million, making it the best-selling civilian rifle in American history. For generations, the Ruger 10-22 has been the first real firearm many Americans ever fired. A rite of passage that opened the door to hunting, competition, and lifelong marksmanship. Its legacy isn't measured in battles, but in memories made at the range and in the field. Number 6. The M1 Garand stands as the rifle most closely linked to American service in World War II. Designed by John Garand, a machinist who immigrated from Quebec and honed his craft in New England mills, the rifle was officially adopted by the U.S. Army in January 1936. This marked a turning point. For the first time, a major military power issued a semi-automatic rifle to its infantry as standard equipment, replacing the slower bolt-action Springfield. Wartime production soared, with more than 4 million Garands built during the conflict, and total output exceeding 5 million by the end of its service run. General Patton's handwritten letter in 1945 called it the greatest battle implement ever devised, a phrase that still echoes in military history. Beyond its technical innovation, the Garand left a sensory mark, the sharp metallic ping that rings out when its clip ejects, a sound that became part of the collective memory of American soldiers on the front lines. The M1 Garand is more than a weapon. It's a symbol of an era when industrial ingenuity and battlefield necessity met in a single, unforgettable design. Number 5. The Winchester Model 1873 stands as the lever-action rifle that transformed the American frontier into legend. Introduced in 1873, this rifle combined a rapid-fire mechanism with a rugged design, making it the tool of choice for settlers, ranchers, lawmen, and outlaws alike. Factory records show more than 720,000 were produced before production ended in 1919, placing the Model 1873 among the most widely built firearms of its era. Its .44-40 cartridge could be used in both rifles and pistols, simplifying life on the trail and giving cowboys a crucial edge. The Model 1873 earned the nickname the gun that won the West through both marketing and lived experience, as it became inseparable from the story of expansion across the Great Plains. Pat Garrett carried one as a Texas Ranger, Butch Cassidy favored it as an outlaw, and Buffalo Bill Cody featured it in his Wild West show, turning the rifle into a national icon. Later, Hollywood Westerns cemented the Model 1873's silhouette as shorthand for the American West, ensuring its place in both history and myth. Number 4. The Colt Single-Action Army stands as the revolver that defined the American West. Introduced in 1873 and adopted as the official sidearm of the U.S. Army that same year, this six-shooter carried a .45 caliber punch and a reputation for reliability on the open frontier. The nickname Peacemaker first appeared in an 1874 advertisement from Kittredge and Company, a Cincinnati dealer, and quickly became shorthand for the gun's role as an equalizer in lawless territory. The SAA's story is woven into some of the most dramatic chapters of American history. Custer's 7th Cavalry carried these revolvers at Little Bighorn, with surviving artifacts and ordnance records confirming their use in the battle. Wyatt Earp's own Colt SAA, documented through auction provenance and family records, links the gun to the lawman's storied career in Tombstone. Pat Garrett's SAA, serial number 55093, is the revolver that ended Billy the Kid's life in 1881, a fact supported by auction ledgers and Garrett's own notes. Beyond the frontier, the Colt silhouette became a fixture in Hollywood westerns, favored by John Wayne in War Wagon and wielded by Clint Eastwood in Pale Rider. From the dusty streets of Dodge City to the silver screen, the single-action Army endures as the most recognized handgun of the Old West, a symbol of both real and imagined American frontiers. Number 3. The Colt M1911 stands as the American service pistol born from a battlefield dilemma and refined into an icon. Its story begins with John Moses Browning, whose 1911 patent brought a short recoil, locked breech design that would outlast every military trend of the century. The U.S. Army adopted Browning's pistol after the .38 caliber revolvers used in the Philippine-American War failed to stop determined attackers. A lesson written in after-action reports from the islands. The answer was a heavier .45 caliber cartridge, and the M1911 delivered it with authority. For 74 years, this pistol rode in the holsters of American soldiers and Marines from the trenches of World War I to the jungles of Vietnam. During World War II alone, American factories turned out more than 1.9 million M1911s, with Remington Rand, Colt, and Union Switch and Signal leading the charge. Its distinctive profile, crisp trigger, and reputation for reliability made it a fixture on battlefields and in the hands of veterans long after its official retirement. The M1911 isn't just a sidearm, it's the pistol that defined an era of American service and remains a touchstone for anyone who wants to understand the country's military legacy. Number 2. The AR-15 stands as the rifle that transformed American civilian shooting and ignited a national conversation. Conceived in the late 1950s by engineer Eugene Stoner, the original Armalite design was a leap forward in rifle technology, lightweight, gas-operated, and built around a modular frame that could be adapted to countless uses. The military took notice, adopting a select-fire version as the M16 during the Vietnam War. Meanwhile, the semi-automatic AR-15 entered the civilian market, where it steadily grew from a niche offering into the most popular rifle platform in the United States. Its appeal is rooted in accessibility. The rifle's low recoil and adjustable stock make it approachable for new shooters, while its modularity invites endless customization for hunters, competitors, and home defenders alike. By the early 2000s, annual sales surged, with industry reports estimating millions of AR-15s sold nationwide. Yet the AR-15's story is inseparable from public debate. Its visibility in news headlines and legislative hearings has made it the most discussed and often the most controversial firearm in modern America. To fire an AR-15 is to engage with a piece of living history, one that reflects not just technological progress, but the ongoing dialogue about rights, safety, and identity in the United States. And finally, in first place, the Glock 19 stands as the defining sidearm of modern American handgun culture. Introduced in 1988 as a more compact sibling to the original Glock 17, it brought together a lightweight polymer frame, a simple striker-fired mechanism, and a reputation for near-flawless reliability. Maintenance is minimal, and the design is famously forgiving, qualities that have made the Glock 19 a favorite for law enforcement agencies, civilian concealed carriers, and first-time handgun owners alike. Its 15-round magazine and manageable recoil offer a practical balance, while the pistol's dimensions make it equally at home in a duty holster or tucked discreetly under a jacket. For many Americans, the Glock 19 is the first centerfire handgun they ever shoot, a gateway not just to personal defense, but to the broader world of practical marksmanship. Over the decades, it has become the standard by which other modern handguns are measured, earning its place in police departments, on nightstands, and at shooting ranges across the country. To fire a Glock 19 is to experience the present tense of American gun ownership, practical, accessible, and rooted in everyday life. After 2 centuries of evolving firearms history, this is the pistol that most clearly reflects how Americans shoot, carry, and think about handguns today. Which of these 7 guns have you fired, and which one is still on your list? Across all 7 firearms, one pattern stands out. Each gun is a touchstone in America's evolving identity. From frontier legend to modern debate, to fire them is to handle living history, not just machinery. Which of these 7 have you experienced? Share your stories in the comments below.